Okay, so the focus of this tutorial video will be on making a simple frame animation in Photoshop. We want to open up the timeline panel under Window, Timeline, and unlike the other video with the banana that was about keyframing, here we're going to create a frame-by-frame animation similar to what you've done if you've ever done just a stop motion animation before. Frame animation. We're going to hit create. And what you notice is that the timeline, instead of having this bar that scrolls across and like the number of frames or the time, it just has single frames. We're just going to start with one frame, and that's going to show my background image. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some letters in front of. This is a picture of the snowbank in my driveway right now, so I thought that was kind of funny, and I'm going to name this snowbank. I'm going to place a couple layers on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each layer I'm going to put a letter on. So like this. I'm just using let me use a dark color, like a near black, dark gray. S. Ooh, that is a beautiful S. Okay. Maybe I'll try that one again. S. I'm just using a trackpad on my laptop, not one of the Intuos tablets. S. Okay. Next layer. N. Next layer. O. Next layer. W. My W is going to have to be kind of small there. Snow. And then maybe some exclamation points below. Snow. Too much snow, perhaps. Okay, so now I have a background layer and I have the different letters. And the tool I'm going to use is here in this flyout menu within my timeline panel. I'm going to click on that flyout menu. And what I want to do is make frames from layers. I find this to be the most useful tool if I'm ever making a short animation in Photoshop, because you can just load photos directly into layers. You can make a drawing, on different layers that moves over time. You can do edits with masks or with selections to an image and just place each image that implies whatever movement or changes you want to make in different layers. And then all you need to do is hit make frames from layers, and we have a simple animation. Hit the play button. Okay, so this is not exactly what I want because I want the background to show up. And so what I want you to note here is that as I move around, you can't see the whole layers panel. I'm going to move the layers panel up a little bit. And yeah, a little more room. So you can see when I click on each frame icon, you can see the eyeball in the layers panel is activated. So it's activated by the S now. Now it's activated by the N now, then by the O, then by the W, then by the exclamation points. And if I would like to turn on the background for all of the other layers, I'm going to click Shift. Okay, so I'm going to highlight one, hold the Shift button, and then click on the last one in order to select them all. I could also just hold Shift and go click, 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 click. That would also be fine. And I'm going to turn on the background layer for all of those. And then I'm going to try to play it again. That is what I want. And actually, I might want it to keep the letters. So I'm going to keep playing. I think this will be instructive for you all. I'm going to go to that layer. That looks good. But this next one, and I called it a layer. I meant a frame in the animation. So I'm going to start the first frame, has nothing, just the background. Second one has an S. The third one, I'm actually going to put the S back on. The fourth one, I'm going to put the S and the N back on. The fifth one, I'm going to put the S, N, and O back on. And then for the last frame, it's going to have everything. There we go. Snow, okay. And you can see that it's going on forever, so it's looping forever. I might want to change the speed, so I'm going to highlight them all again, holding Shift, clicking on the first, then clicking on the last. And I'm going to make it 0.1 seconds, so 1/10 of a second. So it'll be a little bit slower. Maybe I want it a little bit slower than that still. There we go. And maybe I want to duplicate this frame so we see the last frame for twice as long. And I believe I can do that here as well. Oh no, I think I just do it right from here. Duplicate selected frames. So now that might be exactly what I want. Yes. Okay, so you get to kind of see the end for a little bit. All right, so very simple animation. There are some other things that I can go over in class, or I can link other tutorials to give you a little bit more, more that you can do with this. But there is so much you can do with this because each frame can be edited and shifted, and that's really where the animation comes in, is in how you make each frame. Okay, I'm going to end this tutorial.